Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the channel. Guys, today we're checking out a new fighter, Lord, called Ezareth, for the cultist faction. Anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so here we have Ezareth. This hero is phenomenal. I've done a bunch of testing with it already. I do as well have the hero guide on prospector.gg already if you want to go and check that out. I do have the gear sets all loaded in already. The best artifacts, attributes, awakenings. Actually, go over the BP just a little bit. 99k starting at A0 up to 111.7. So it's not going to be your Lord that's going to just like blow past the Yovar or anything like that. So keep that in mind. We also have the ratings in here as well about where I think the hero is good. Also, you can check out the skills, everything you need to check out. Okay, on to something else here. Okay, so we have Ezareth, the cultist faction Lord. It is a new fighter that does magic damage. Increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. Increases faction team members' damage dealt to enemies inflicted with slow, stun, freeze, immobilized state, and other CC effects by 30%. Increases faction team members' damage by 25%. When the Lord is on the battlefield and an allied summon dies, increases all faction team members' damage by an additional 5% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So we get that full 70% damage boost every time a summon dies. Alright, so we have AoE magic attack, ally buff, and strong CC. Like I said, it is a fighter and it does do magic damage, so it's going to be good against heavy armor. Extra 20% damage there. And let's go over the hero details. Alright, so as you can see, the skill range there is just like that, and it kind of stays that way, except for when he does his special attack. His special attack reaches a little bit further, but it's kind of hard. They don't really show you what the range of that is. HP is at 19.749, attack is at 5163, defense is at 3350, magic resistance is at 1161, cost is 20, block is 2, 2.6 attack interval, and then we have regen autos at 12, 10, and 6. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, nothing, you know, it's pretty standard stuff. If we also go back over to the hero guide here, zoom in a little bit, scroll down, and then go to our attributes, we can see how these compare to the other heroes in that class. So the fighter class, as you can see, his HP is actually relatively low, about 12k lower than the highest. The attack is pretty low as well at 5163. Don't let that fool you. The execution does incredible things. Defense is pretty nice though at 3350. Magic resistance is at 1161 out of 1348, so not so bad. Cost is kind of high at 20. Block is 2. Pretty normal, and all this other stuff is pretty normal here. All right, so let's get back to here. Onto the talent. Specializes in draining life force from the weak and converting it into dark spores to aid the caster in battle. When deployed, enters World Destroyer mode and gains 2 stacks of dark spores. Stacks to 5 times, carrying it grants immunity to most debuffs. So because it becomes immune to a lot of debuffs just for having dark spores. What you're going to see is when you place him on the field, he's going to have these little diamonds or little spores above his head. They go up to 5, and when he is in the recovery mode, which is going to be Devourer mode, World Devourer mode, he's going to switch. He's going to turn into purple, like you can see on the screen right now. And then what he's going to do is when one of these skeletons gets low, he'll add an extra stack to himself and be able to switch back and then go back into Destroyer mode. Sounds complicated, but it's not as complicated as it sounds. Basic attack is a magic attack, deals a 120% damage to up to 8 enemies 1 time. And then we have the first passive, Dinner Bell, World Destroyer mode's special attack inflicts vulnerability to magic damage. So when he does hit, he does put a 15% magic damage vulnerability on the target and executes enemies with HP below 20%. The execution threshold does go up to 30%, and we also get another 10% vulnerability going for 25%. On to the next passive, we have Insatiable Maw, like reading a book. When carrying dark spores, increases attack and damage reduction by 10%. When triggering World Devourer mode, Devourer effect, deals 130% AoE damage to 8 enemies around the target and inflicts stun on them. The stun's gonna last for 1 second. If the devoured target is an allied summon, restores 5% rage to its owner, and if the owner belongs to the cursed cult faction, restores an additional 10% rage. The damage is going to go up to by another 70%. We get an extra 10% attack, an extra 10% damage reduction from that. All right, on to the ultimate. Very, very simple ultimate. He switches back and forth really fast, just kind of like Yao Chen, where basically you're just going to be switching modes, or Ingrid as well. It's kind of the same kind of concept. A World Destroyer mode, a mode of focused combat. If carrying at least 1 stack of Dark Spores, consumes 1 stack of Dark Spores to deal 380% AoE damage to up to 8 enemies in a large area hit. This effect has a 5-second cooldown. Sorry, you can't really see that. But yes, this is very, very destructive, okay? When he does this, in most scenarios, he just starts ripping enemies apart. Devour mode, a mode of focused recovery. So basically, they're claiming that he's recovering his, but he's basically just going to be collecting Dark Spores when he goes into Devour mode. When Dark Spores is not a full stack, devours 1 allied summon in the basic attack range or 1 enemy with HP below 50%. So he's eating them, basically, if they're below 50%, kind of like Gluttony, for example. Ineffective against allied and special summons or elite and boss enemies. I did test this with Honora. He cannot eat Honora's dragon, so you don't have to worry about Honora's pet. She's gonna be just fine. Restores the caster's 25% HP and gains 1 stack of Dark Spores. After devouring an allied summon, additionally gains 1 stack of Dark Spores and takes 2 seconds to trigger again. After devouring an enemy, takes 10 seconds to trigger again. So he can only devour enemies every 10 seconds, and he can devour summons every 2 seconds, okay? It's pretty straightforward, but when he does it, he does recover some HP. You could try to use him as a tank if you wanted to, but his HP is kind of relatively low, so I wouldn't really bother doing that. All right, so we have the Awakenings now. And I haven't really tested many of his Awakenings. When World Destroyer mode special attack is triggered, that's the one that goes forward here. Let's see, does the 380% AoE damage to the 8 enemies in large effect. That's that one. Increases AoE damage by 15% for the hero and all allied mages on the field for 8 seconds. So everybody's gonna get an extra 15% boost on top of things. And then if you bring it down to the A2, you're gonna get attack plus 300, but also for the faction team members, AoE damage another 5%. So we're looking at like 85, like almost a 90% boost when he triggers this and meets all those other thresholds. It's just damage boost all over the place. Awaken 3. Every 2 triggers of World Devourer modes, Devour effect grants an extra 1 stack of Dark Spores. So it's going to take less summons to get his stacks to 5. Awaken 4 is penetration plus 8%, and Awaken 5 is going to be World Destroyer's modes. Special attack ignores 25% of magic resistance. Just makes him that much more lethal. All right, so let's get into a couple matches. I think the first thing that I want to show you is something that I did figure out. Let me move myself down and up. If we go into the gear raids here, go to gear dungeon 1. This was quite fun. There is no anti-heal on this team. We do have relatively well-geared heroes, but we are just using the 2 new heroes, Valise and Ezareth. And basically your standard cookie cutter style. You don't need Yao Chen, you can use Dolores, so it'd be fine. She's just there to help out with Valkyra. But yeah, let's go in there and I'll show you how this is going to work out. And you can kind of see how he works. It's something pretty special, guys. It's something pretty special. So we're going to start off like normal. We're going to place down Brooke here. We are going to go ahead and place our Valise. And then we're going to go ahead and place our Eloin. We're going to place our Ezareth next. And go ahead and activate Valise. She's trying to get some summons out there. She can have a max stack of 5. And we're going to go ahead and place down Ezareth now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch him over. Now you're going to see he's going to start devouring those summons until he gets them full up. I'm going to go ahead and place my Vortex up there to get ready. All right, so you can go ahead and see. He's going to summon 3 more. He's going to eat a couple of them. We're going to switch him back. And you can see how he targets, he jumps forward like that, right? He kind of comes here, he hits forward, It does a massive 8 or AoE damage to up to 8 enemies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 enemies right here, so it's kind of perfect. And then there's that chance of execution if they're below 20% HP. And we didn't really need it, and we shouldn't. There you go, execution, take care of that. You could probably get away with not having a broke here there, or a tank, if you have some other way to make sure that whoever she's targeting over here isn't Ezareth. All right, so we're gonna switch him back over to Devour mode because he needs to eat up some summons, get up some more stacks, get ready for the next part of the fight. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and place Jiao Chen. You can see that Jiao Chen can help our Velise and Velcro, but she's A1. I think she might be actually A3. All right, so cookie cutter stuff here. Cookie cutter stuff, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wait till this blast hits first. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and activate Vortex to give Velcro a big shield. Activate Velcro. And then we're gonna go ahead and place our King Hars up here. All right, we're gonna switch these guys back, get some summons out, start getting our boy going. Just pure execution. Even though they had our heal going on, I was a little slow at activating them because I was talking, but you could see just how destructive that was. Even though they were healing, hitting broke here, he came back and just destroyed them. Once he has the 5 stacks, you can actually switch him back. And you can see how good Velise is here. She's gonna just rip into these guys quick. Go ahead and get this out. Some more summons. Didn't really need them, but we'll put them out there anyways. It's insane. It is insane. I move myself down a little bit here, off to the side. All right, now we're just waiting for Velcro again. Activate King Hars, Vortex, Velcro. Way overkill. Yep, way overkill. We have him fully loaded with stacks down here. He's in the destroyer mode, so he's ready to go and start attacking. And when they come in, they are going to regret it. They are going to regret it. So, Velise is doing a wonderful job just taking these guys out before they even get there. She's putting out some slows and stuff as well. And then he's just kind of whacking every couple seconds and trying to execute. Pretty nifty, guys. All right, keep going. Switch him back from now. Activate Velise. Get our Velcro cycle going. Put him back into destroyer mode. Here comes the enemies. As you can see, Velise is doing a wonderful job. Like I said, he's going in there and backing her up perfectly fine. Any summoner that can do a significant amount of damage out in range like this is going to work. You could switch ALL up where Velise is and even use Beatrix. Beatrix works really well. She seems to consistently resummon as her ultimate is going, and he just keeps eating them up, and then she keeps replacing them. So it's kind of neat how it works. All right, so we're gonna switch him back again. Get ready for the next hit. And he's full stacks. Go ahead and switch her, give her out some more summons. Hopefully we don't have any issues up top here. Hopefully it wasn't too slow. I don't think it was too slow, but you never know. All right, let's get her going and finish up the fight. She's got this. Not a problem. Not a problem. Now I'm kind of curious to see, because I never really did look to see how much damage Velise is doing versus him. But I got a good feeling that he's doing a significant amount. He kind of steals it because he's stealing their summons too. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I gotta clean these out. This test server is hard to keep going as it is. All right, so he's sitting down at 27. So in this one, she is doing the brunt of the damage, and he's kind of coming in and executing. As you can see, he didn't really get a lot of hits off. He's just kind of like doing his job down there, offering his Lord ability and executing, essentially. All right, now there's another thing I wanted to show you. It is for just a little more detail so you can see a little bit better. Take him into Gear Raid 1, and it'll just be Gear Raid 1, Stage 18. at this point in time. We'll switch over to stage 20 or 22 or whatever in a minute. All right, so same gig. All we really need is these two, and you can see since it's 18, I'm actually just gonna put him down and kind of show you how he can actually eat the enemies as they're coming in. Yeah, that should be good. Let's get his full stack going first here. You can see he'll start to eat them when they get below 50%. He has a chance to do it every 10 seconds. He can eat an enemy. Okay, that's basically how that's gonna work. So it's kind of hard sometimes to see how that works as far as testing it with a Sumo Kong, but I assure you that Sumo Kong summons do get eaten up and they do disappear if he eats them. So one of my want to keep that in mind. So here's that huge range that he gets. It's way out here. So it's probably like 3 or 4 tiles ahead of him. So 1, 2, probably 3.5, I don't think. It's pretty decent. So all on his own, he's going to be able to do this and run through Gear Grade 118. Obviously, that's not that huge of an accomplishment, but it is something, and we get to see how he's interacting with the enemies here. He should eat one in a minute here. Come on, eat him up. He didn't eat anybody. Well, that kind of sucks. Need somebody to get eaten up here. Doesn't even need to switch into destroyer mode. He's just that good. He's not eating anybody. Eat, eat, eat. All right, we'll just switch you into destroyer mode and let you have some fun. But as you can see, when he goes into destroyer mode and he doesn't have those stacks, he doesn't do that lunge going forward, doesn't perform the executes, he needs to have those stacks in order to make that happen. Let's just quit out of this. Kind of show you how you play him in Gear Grade 1 like 22, so you can kind of see how that goes. He is very, very viable going into 24. We're just going to go for 22 so you can see how he goes up against a little bit of a tougher fight. It's a relatively easy match for him when you pair him with Velise and some other summoners, and especially if you have some anti-heals in there. Beelzebub does help. My original clear with this with him was just with Yao Chen, and I didn't have really much control in there at all except for Boreas, so that's something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and place him down. I'm gonna switch him over right away so he doesn't use up all of his stacks. Gotta keep an eye on those stacks, guys. I'm gonna let him eat. Switch him over. Hopefully he starts executing. Get some more summons out there. We're gonna go ahead and place down Boreas. Switch him back again to feed him. I guess you could say that's kind of annoying having to feed him all the time, but that's just how his kit works, guys. It's just how it works. Throw up Artemis. Switch him back. And we'll activate Boreas to counter that anti-heal. Or that healing, I mean. Alright, so now he's in the middle of the fight still and he has to feed. That's what I'm talking about. It can be kind of annoying, but we'll switch him back and forth. Not a problem. Let's save Beelzebub for the next round. He's doing fantastic. As you guys can see, power dominance is not on. And these guys are just ripping through it. 2 anti-heals, Beelzebub, and Elowin. Mixed with Ezareth and Velise. Right, here we go some more. Easy, easy, easy. Switching back to feed him quick before these next guys come down, hopefully. Switching back again. Activate Artemis and Beelzebub. Final wave is coming in right now. Oh, not quite yet. Might struggle a little bit here. We'll see. The boss is at us, so that's something to keep in mind. Need to feed him again in the middle of this fight. And activate Boreas to hold off the heals. Gonna switch him back again. Activate Beelzebub for some control. Helps kind of pull him in a little bit. I'm gonna switch back over to Artemis after Boreas is about done here. Feed him again. Gotta keep feeding this guy. Activate Boreas. And we pretty much got him locked down, guys. He's just ripped through these guys. Keep him in destroyer mode and let Valise finish off the boss. Using her summons. Her summons are actually, they do a ton of damage. It's pretty impressive as well. Can't wait to go and look over them guys. Actually, this time around, I ended up with much more health left on the wall than my first run through. So it actually went really well. And I think, honestly, I don't think there's much more that you guys need to see about this hero. He's crazy overpowered. I can't really think. Oh, I'll show you him eating Sun Wukong, his clones in EXP raid. He works with Ezareth, he works with Sun Wukong, he works with Beatrix, kind of everything you can think of. And they do give that nice boost to rage if they're on the right, if they're in cultist faction. That's something to keep in mind as well. So let's go into just go to resource raid, gold raid works, I guess, and then we'll go to fight. And you can see we have Honora here. Actually, I'll throw down Honora first to show you that her pet doesn't get eat. I forget its name. What is your pet's name, Honora? What is your pet's name? Labor. That's right. Labor. Great name. Anyways, let's get in there. And I'll show you kind of how this works here. Put myself back up again. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and place him down right up front here. And we're gonna place Honora. So as soon as he kills that guy, I'll switch him over to Devour mode. And you can see, he normally, if he was gonna eat the summon, her summon still stays there. So he's in the clear. He just got that stack because he ate one of the goblins. That's what it came from. So let's switch back here. Let's go ahead and place down our Sun Wukong. Alright, Sun Wukong is in some random gear. As you can see, he's gonna start eating stuff up. As soon as Sun Wukong puts a summon out, he's gonna devour it. There we go, come on, eat up a summon. There you go. See his summon just disappeared. He ate another one, there goes the other one. You can kind of see like maybe it's not a good option to be using it with Sun Wukong, just because it might hurt Sun Wukong a lot. Although I think Sun Wukong gets a bunch of rage back when his clones disappear. I don't know if that's going to work for this scenario. Let's wait on Ezareth. Let him fight these guys quick. You see how it rips these guys up. You break records with this guy on gold raids and EXP raids, by the way. All right, so let's get him completely done here. Switch him back. And then let's put down Ezareth. He's gonna eat up a bunch of his summons almost immediately. Put out some more. There, he's full stacks. And you can see a couple of his summons did disappear, but they actually seem to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like they didn't actually disappear. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one. A tough one. Let me restart. We'll get to Beatrix. I'll show you how she works. All right. So here comes our boy again. Let's get Beatrix out. Now you can see he's out of stacks. Let's go ahead and summon stuff with Beatrix. It just seems like she keeps replacing. She got 1, 2, 3, right? He's got full stacks now. Yeah, he did eat up the summons there. So I don't know if they're pairing together like you would think. Let's get some more summons out there. He's not even in destroyer mode. He's just kind of ripping this thing up. That's just how good he is, guys. That's just how good he is. But anyways, guys, I think that's all I have to show you for him. I would say gear sets is going to be Soulbound Arcana, followed by Cataclysm, followed by Infernal Roar or Ageless Wrath. One of those two. If you always want to see more details about the gear sets, you can always come over to prospector.gg and just go over to gear sets here. And 2 piece sets, again, Wicked Vengeance, Warlord, and then Calamity. And then we have 2 piece sets, Soulbound Arcana, Cataclysm, Infernal Roar. And then we have artifacts, Eye of Sin, Realm Tear, and Frigid Flame. Those are going to be the best sets to be using for him. Just keep that in mind as you go along. As also to keep in mind that there is an actual SmileOne top-up event going on right now, so you head to SmileOne. But if you wouldn't mind using my exclusive link, it's smileone.prospector.gg. We do have these bundles coming up as well on the 28th, which is going to be about 10 hours after releasing this video. It's going to last until November 3rd. We have rare summoning discount bundles, ancient summoning discount bundles, legendary summoning discount bundles, artifact forge bundles, recasting hammers, ancient bonus bundles, mega mixed summoning bundles, and mega ancient summoning bundles as well. I'm sorry, that's a little bit small on your screen. There we go. This will probably help a little bit. There, kind of scroll through these so you can see them. These are the events that are going to be going on. The bundles are going to be huge. And just like always, if you want to check the prices on these things, go to prospector.gg, head over to tools, and head over to the price calculator, guys. It's always on here. You can go ahead and add all of these currencies, and it will just give you the price at the bottom. So if you want to add like maybe 1,000 diamonds, you put 10 here because it says times 100, you put 10 bucks. You want to add some more rare summoning crystals, etc, etc, etc. It's all here for you guys. It's very easy to use. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you head over to prospector.gg. You want to check out these new heroes and see everything about them. Quick update about prospector.gg. We're working on a huge project on the background. It's going to be prospector.gg version 2.0, and it's going to be major changes and a lot of more ease on me to save me a ton of time, and also some new abilities for you guys to add gear sets of your own, gear strategies of your own for stages, etc, etc. That's all going to be on there. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I've been the Prospector, and until next time, keep digging.